One of the things that can make or break a portrait as far as lighting goes is the placement of your key light. See, the key light is usually the most important light in your portrait lighting setup. Sometimes it's the only light that you'll be using for a portrait. And the placement of your key is really important for creating good portraits. And just to drive that point home, we're going to look at 4 reasons why your key light placement matters so much. All right, so just a quick note, when we're talking about a key light, we usually mean a light located away from the camera, not mounted to your camera. So this isn't about using on-camera flash, it's about using off-camera flash. That means remote flashes away from your camera and somewhere in your scene around your subject or around the background or somewhere in the environment. Also keep in mind that a key light source can really be anything. It can be a continuous light or it can be a flash. It doesn't really matter. And no matter what kind of a light you're using, you're probably going to want to modify your key light with an umbrella or a softbox or some type of diffusion material. All right, so here's a few reasons why the key light placement is so important. All right, so number 1, the key light defines the subject's features. The position of your key light is going to determine how the light is falling across the subject's face, and this is how we control exactly where we want the shadows and the light to appear on the subject. So when you position the key light at certain angles relative to the subject's face and pose, you can shape the look of your subject's face. And what this does is allow us to create portraits that, don't just capture the likeness of the subject, but this also helps us bring out the unique characteristics of their features. The key light helps us create the mood of the portrait. So how you place your key light is going to influence the mood and atmosphere of the whole image. For example, if you place your key light at harder angles to the subject, you can create a sense of drama and mystery because it tends to create the kind of light and shadow patterns that we associate with that kind of feel. When you position the key light more in line with the subject, it illuminates more of the face from the camera's perspective, and this can make the subject look a little more friendly and natural as far as a portrait goes. Now, it's not just about placement or angle of the light, it's also about the kind of contrast that you're creating with your key light. And that also includes any fill light that's coming in, whether you're bringing it in or it's just bouncing off the walls or around different surfaces in the room naturally. This also has a lot to do with the mood of the image. So harsher, unmodified light can evoke a sense of boldness and intensity, whereas a nice big softbox or an umbrella usually creates a softer, more flattering light. And depending on the environment and the background and the position of your subject and light in relation to the background, the key light can also help light up the background, and this can also affect the mood and emotion of the portrait. So you see, the key light is very versatile. Now, your key light can also offer a lot of solutions outdoors. So when we're shooting portraits outdoors or on location, sometimes we need a little help dealing with the environment and the weather conditions, sometimes the time of day. So basically, natural light can be a little unpredictable and hard to control. And this is where a key light can make all the difference. When you're using a key light for outdoor portrait sessions, you are going to have more control over the lighting, at least as far as your subject goes. So a key light can definitely help when you're dealing with otherwise, harsh lighting or strong shadows, or, on the flip side, flat, dull lighting conditions, like, in situations where things are kind of overcast. So in these kind of situations, the key light is your primary source of illumination, just like it is in the studio. So depending on how you use your flash or your strobe outdoors, it can supplement or even replace natural light in the exposure to get the look and the feel that you want for the portrait. So one example is like, during golden hour, that time just before sunrise or before sunset, when you've got that soft, warm light coming in from the sun when it's low in the sky. During this time, if you have your key light placed properly, it can add depth and dimension while filling in some of the shadows that are going to be cast by that low angle of the sunlight. And like I said, on overcast days, when the clouds act more like, a giant diffuser, a key light's going to help you add contrast and definition to your subject so that they don't just blend in with that muted flat light that, surrounds you. Finally, the key light offers consistency. So one of the challenges with portrait photography is that we want to make sure that we get consistently good results. And this has a lot to do with getting consistent lighting from shot to shot, even when you're shooting in different environments. So really knowing how to use and control your key light is a huge part of maintaining that consistency, regardless of your location or the time of day or any challenging lighting conditions. Yeah, in the studio, we can control lighting conditions pretty easily. So when the key light is consistent across different setups and poses, you can pretty much guarantee that your images are going to maintain a nice cohesive look and feel. When you're shooting on location or outdoors, where natural light can be unpredictable, the key light is going to make things reliable and predictable as far as its effect on the subject, at least. So you can basically get consistent lighting for your subject no matter what else is going on with the environment. And what's really great about this is when you've dialed in this consistent lighting, you can streamline your workflow, meaning faster portrait sessions with nice consistent results, and your lighting is basically set. And you can always make some quick adjustments to get exactly the looks that you want. So yeah, the key light is really fundamental to your portrait lighting setup. It defines the look of your subject. It can really influence the mood and atmosphere of a portrait. The key light also offers good solutions for outdoor portraits when natural light isn't quite working the way you need it to. And finally, a key light provides consistency so that you can make sure that your portraits have, that cohesive look and feel regardless of location or environment. So I hope this video helped you out in terms of, understanding the importance of the key light and its placement. If you want to learn more about lighting, check out my site. Lots of good info there to help you become a better portrait photographer. Make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment or question. That's about all I got for you today. I'll see you next time.